Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns, I teach knitting workshops, and I sell yarn through my website YarnAddict.co.uk. You can find all the links to everything I'm going to talk about below this video, including links to my website, my social media, my online courses, and how to sign up to my newsletter. So thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and well, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And if you don't want to miss any future videos, click the notification bell. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Whether you're new here or a returning viewer, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about this design, which is on the cover of the new issue of Knitting magazine. So this video is out on Thursday 26th of January, I think it is, which is when this magazine is in the shops. The magazine just arrived today, which I was hoping it would, because I wanted to try and film this video before I leave for Norway, because I'm leaving for Norway in 2 days. So I'm filming this on the Monday, leaving for Norway on the Wednesday. The magazine's out on Thursday, so this video will be live on YouTube on Thursday. So if you're watching this later, you may still be able to get hold of the magazine. It's in the shops in the UK for about a month, but you can go to their website. I don't know whether they do digital copies, and I don't know where you can get it if you don't live in the UK, but if you know, do leave a comment below. But do check out their website, and you can also find Knitting Magazine on social media. They're on Twitter and Instagram, I know. So you can always reach out to them if you can't find the magazine where you live. So this is issue 240. Yes, 240. And I actually found out last week that my design was on the cover. They sent me the photographs from the magazine, the photographs of my design from the magazine, and I saw that it was a cover design, so that's really exciting. I think the last issue I had on the cover, or the last design I had on the cover of Knitting magazine, was also from the same indie dyer, so that's quite exciting. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's in the magazine later, but I love the photos. This is kind of like a Stash Busters mini skein type issue. I've only had a quick flick through it because it only arrived this morning, and because I'm about to go on holiday, I am really busy and I don't have a lot of time. I haven't had a lot of time today, so I'm actually going to pack this in my suitcase and take it with me and hopefully read it on the plane. So this is the design I'm going to talk to you about today. I knitted this last September when we were going to Yarndale. I knitted quite a lot of it in the car, and I didn't bring all the yarn with me when we left for Yarndale because I didn't think I would finish it while we were away. And we went to Wales on the way up to Yarndale to see my daughters and spent a day with them. And I think by the time the second day of Yarndale, I think I'd actually got up to the underarms, and I hadn't written the pattern for the rest of it, and I hadn't brought any yarn for the rest of it. So I've got a lot done. It's really quick. So this is knitted in the round from the bottom up. So you start at the hem with some ribbing, and then you go into stocking stitch. And the stripes are not just normal stripes. They actually have this slip stitch pattern. So can you see how that creates like a transition? I didn't do the transition row here, but you can do that. So this leaves, there's a lot of customization options that you can do with this sweater, but I'll tell you a bit about the sweater and the yarn first, then I'll go into some other options after that. So it's knitted in the round from the bottom to the underarms, and then the front and the back are knitted separately to the shoulders, and the shoulders are joined by working a 3-needle cast off, and then you pick up stitches around the armhole and you knit short rows across the sleeve cap, which are really easy, and then you knit the sleeves in the round from the top down. And I decided not to do the stripes on the sleeves just because I didn't want to have to worry about matching the stripes, to be perfectly honest. But you can do this stripes on the sleeves as well if you want to. You will have enough yarn to do that, so that's not a problem. I decided to use the background color for the sleeves, where you could, if you buy this mini skein set from Orchid Luxury Yarn, they come in 50-gram skeins. Each color is 50 grams. You might have enough to actually do some stripes on the sleeves as well. And then obviously I picked up stitches around the neckband and knit to the neckband as well. So some of the options that you have if you want to customize this is you could just do plain stripes and not do the slip stitch pattern, and you could also do the slip stitch pattern at the top of the stripe where you go back to the background color. I chose not to do that. I can't remember what all the other sizes are now, and I haven't looked at the pattern, but for the sample size I did 2 of the darkest color, 2 of the next color, 2, and then there are 3 of the final color. The yarn is Orchidean Luxury Yarns. It is the Mulberino 4-ply is the color. So I got the mini skein set, which I have some colors left, and I'm planning to do something with those. So I've got a mini skein set for the Mulberino 4-ply, and it is a merino silk, 50-50 merino silk. If you were watching my Vlogmas videos, you might also remember that I got the Orchidean Luxury Yarn advent calendar, and the advent calendar is the same blend as that yarn. It's the Mulberino blend, so it's 50-50 merino silk. The background color is Orchidean Luxury Yarns Mulberino Yak. Okay, so that's called Mulberino as well, but it's a Mulberino Yak 4-ply, and that is 60% merino wool, 20% silk, and 20% yak. And it is absolutely gorgeous. It feels very similar to the Mulberino, the regular Mulberino. So the regular Mulberino is just merino silk, and that's the colors, and then the background color or the main color is the Mulberino Yak, which has the yak added to it as well, and it has slightly less silk in it. And it knits up really quickly because it's knitted in the round. Now obviously if you happen to have a lot of mini skeins or a lot of yarns in the same blend in your stash, you could use that as a stash busting pattern, but Orchidean Luxury Yarns mini skein sets, which are called Schweitz, I think they are. I think Schweitz, I think that's it. I actually used a different set from Orchidean Luxury Yarns for the big pink shawl that I designed for them, or for Knitting Magazine. It was published in the summer, I think. I can't remember now, but it was on the cover. I think I did a video on that. I'm pretty sure I did. So I will link to that video below. So if you want to see more, you can have a look at that, and you might possibly maybe have enough left over to knit that shawl, at least a smaller version of that shawl. So let's take a look at the pictures on the magazine. So obviously that's the picture on the cover. They're showing the back of the sweater. So I'm really excited that they chose to put my design on the cover. I've had a lot of designs on the cover of magazines now, both here in the UK and in the US, and I never stop being excited about it. I never take it for granted. It is exciting every single time. So that is the front of the sweater on the model. The sleeves look a little bit long on the model, but because you're knitting the sleeves from the top down, you can try them on as you go and shorten them if you want to. This one, and this, I quite like how Knitting Magazine do this. They will quite often style a shawl on top of a sweater in the magazine. So this time they've styled this shawl, which is beautiful, which is by Emma Vining. She does some gorgeous shawls, and that the yarn for that, which matches the yarns in the sweater I designed, is from Artisan Yarn 4-ply mini skeins. So you might have, I don't know, because I haven't looked at the pattern, you might have enough after knitting this to actually knit that shawl, or at least a smaller version of it as well. I don't know. So yeah, I'm really excited about this design. I really enjoyed knitting it. The yarn is absolutely gorgeous, so much so that I actually got that as the advent calendar as well for last year. And I think I'm going to knit a sweater with it, but I haven't quite decided yet. I think when I get back from Norway, I'm going to have to make a decision and cast on for something. The yarn is really silky because it has got the colours, the mini skeins have 50% silk, so it feels really silky, but it also has some merino, which gives it a bit of bounce and body. And the yak, even though it has less silk, feels the same. It basically feels the same as the merino silk yarn. It is lovely to knit with. It knits up really evenly with a lovely stitch definition, and yeah, I just really like it. I've used those yarns twice now for designs, so I obviously really like them. Okay, so if you have any questions about this design or about the pattern construction, anything like that, you can always ask me below this video. I do have a video on how to do this short row top down sleeve cap, so I will link that below as well. And Abby from Orchid Luxury Yarns has a listing on her website for this set, so if you want to knit the sweater in this color, it is listed on her website. And she can also do custom sets in other colors of the Schweiz set. So I will put the link to her listing below this video and to her website. So if you want to get a set of the Schweiz, Mulbrina Schweiz, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you want to get a set from her website, then, and pink isn't your color, then she has loads of other colors as well. So do go and check it out. And instead of using the this is the undyed Mulbrina yak, you can use other neutral colors. You could use light gray, for example, or dark gray, or depending on which color you went for the main color, you could choose a color that kind of matches. So you don't have to go for this kind of browny gray color, although I really like it. It is quite attractive, I think, and quite a good neutral, but you can choose any other color for the background if you prefer. Now let's have a look at the knitting magazine, because there were a couple of things in here that caught my eye. First, there are some really fabulous patterns. There is a thing here, a thing about adapting patterns from Caroline Burkett. A few simple guidelines are all you need to adapt patterns to suit your very own style. So there is like an article on that. Isn't that colour wheel gorgeous? And then have any of you watched a series called Virgin River on Netflix? I think there's been 2 or 3 series so far. I've watched it and I love it, and I hope there will be more series. I don't know, but I hope there will be another series because I really enjoyed it. Anyway, when I was flicking through the magazine earlier when it arrived, this lady caught my eye. If you have watched Virgin River, you will recognize her. She is one of the main characters. I can't remember what her character is called in Virgin River, but she is the partner of the doctor. And she's a knitter. So Stage, Screen and Stitches is the article, and it's 4 pages. So I haven't read it yet, but that's something that she's knitted, so that's beautiful. And then there are a few other things as well that I guess she's knitted. So yeah, that's really lovely. There is, in the series, there are a group of ladies, slightly more mature ladies, who meet for like a knitting group, knitting circle in the local bar. And I must admit, when I see people knitting on telly, I always try and see whether they look like they actually know how to knit or not, because you can sometimes tell the way they hold the needles and things. I imagine when you're focusing on playing a character and you're focusing on your lines and everything else, it's probably difficult, even if you are an experienced knitter, to knit like you would normally do if you're just relaxing at home. But I always try and see whether it looks like they are knitters or not. And I can't remember. I know I'm pretty sure I've seen her knit in the series, but I can't remember whether she looked like she was a knitter or not. So if there is another series, I will definitely be watching out for that, or I might go back and rewatch some of the old episodes, because I really do enjoy it. So that was quite interesting. Let's see what else is in this issue. Like I said, because it only came today, I haven't had a chance to look at it. There are some book reviews and there's a yarn review, and then all the patterns are kind of aimed at using like mini skeins or stash busting patterns. So we got those 2 by Brona Miskelly and Francesca Hughes, and then we got my design and Emma's shawl, which is beautiful, and then we have lovely cardigan and a pair of mittens, a bit of colour work by Brona Miskelly and Joe Allport. And then we have some other patterns, some colour work, another shawl, a cow, a kid's sweater, more colour work. I mean, colour work is perfect for stash busting or mini skeins, especially if you have a lot of yarn in the same colour. And then they have their kind of style file pages where they take 3 designs and show them in different colours, which is always fun. And then they also show some other accessories that you can style them with and other clothes and things. And then there's a men's sweater. They seem to include men's sweaters in every issue, every other issue. There's some kids patterns. There is some Joe Allport's Read Your Knitting. Very good idea to learn to read your knitting, by the way. And then we got all the patterns at the back. So and then it ends with Pearl Town's column at the back, which she's been doing for quite a while now, I think. So it's a really good issue. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I don't always get around to reading knitting magazines these days. I seem to receive them, flick through them, and then I don't always get time to get around to actually reading them. But this is going in my suitcase, so I can read it at the airport or on the plane, because I got quite a long travel day and I probably won't want to knit the whole day, so I will take that with me. Anyway, this is the design in the issue 240 of Knitting Magazine. I love this sweater, and as I say, most of the time when I release a pattern in a magazine is I really wish it was my size. I may consider doing something similar to this with my Advent mini skein set. I don't know. And I also got these left over, which I'm going to do something with. This might be a shawl or a poncho or something like that. I don't think I've got enough for a sweater. I could get more of the background colour and do a sweater, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And please go below and click the link to sign up to my newsletter, so you never miss out on a video or any of my news or special offers and things like that. It's always worth taking a look at the description below, because sometimes I may have special offers and things that I don't mention in the video, and they're linked below. And if you watch this video later on and you missed out on anything, if you sign up to my newsletter, you won't miss out in the future. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for following along in my knitting journey, and I will see you next time.